All right. Is Fleetwood good or bad? That's what we're here to talk about today. This is RV Camping with Wade's RV, and we have a special guest with us today, Willie D. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Kelly. He's our new general manager here at Wade's RV Supercenter of Joplin. What's going on, Joe?
How are you guys today?
We are doing
fantastic.
Good. Glad to be out here in Joplin once again with the Joplin crew out here from Wade's RV. We're having an exciting time. We have lots of good deals on these RVs. What's your favorite deal you have going on right now that we have for sale right now, Joe?
Actually, we have Tiffin setting here that we're doing super buy on right now, guys, that probably no one can match in the industry.
Wow.
So anyway, and our Astoria trailers.
Are you talking about the Tiffin that's plugged in inside in our indoor showroom?
Yeah, this indoor showroom is the only one in the Ozarks that has a split level.
Okay.
You can look at these units off the top, see the roof lines. Guys, there's nothing like this in the industry.
Wow. And it's all your baby right here in Joplin.
It is. And so anyway, excited to be here with this team of guys.
That's awesome. So, Joe, on the headline, what are your initial thoughts? Is it good or bad, Fleetwood?
You know what? That's not a trick question. It's absolutely good.
Okay.
And there's a few reasons why. Fleetwood's been around 75 years.
Okay.
I've been associated with them from the mid-'90s.
Okay.
And I remember the first time I went, I actually toured the plant. 1996, January 96, I brought back a 36-foot Southwind Storm, what I brought back. And anyway, that was a big memory when I, as a factory rep with these guys, I know these units inside out. And they're phenomenally built. Their structural integrity is off the chart. And we're going to have a new Pace Aero arriving within the next 5 to 10 business days. That is something. It's a sight to be seen. It's in a low price range for a diesel pusher, loaded up.
So we were talking off camera earlier about the Fleetwood, and you were pretty excited about it. And you told me that we're going to carry the full line of motorhomes, the Fleetwood lineup.
Yes, we're going to have the gas flare, which is going to be a sale price around $130, all the way up to the Discovery LXE. 44B is probably the most innovative bunkhouse floor plan that there is in the industry. It's actually got a rear walk-in closet / bunk room, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And the other 44S is probably one of the top-selling floor plans. All of these units will sleep 6 to 10 people.
Okay, now tell us about the frame. And you have this little model in your office, and I was looking at it. I'm like, what is going on here? This looks pretty intense.
I think Joe might be more of an RV nerd than I am. I thought I
really
had all the models and the Legos, but he might have me beat on this stuff.
This thing was pretty awesome. How it was all connected together, the aluminum frame. And
absolutely.
Well, what makes it different?
That,
yeah.
Well, I tell you what. To start with, on the chassis, they actually have a power platform. They truss outrigger these units from the ground up, from the chassis up. And what that does is build a ton of structural integrity to build the house on.
Okay.
On the diesel line, what they call the Power Bridge chassis, that actually is Freightliner front and rear end. And when the chassis comes in, it's I-beam connected. Huge, huge structural integrity on these diesel coaches. What's interesting is Freightliner actually warranties the whole thing once it comes in. So from the ground up, that's what we start with. But what Little Wade's talking about, guys, is there's no wood in the substructure on these coaches. They're all aluminum and steel. You can't structurally damage a unit with any kind of water or flood leak in it. They're interlocked. The floor sets on there. The walls are actually wedged interlocked and goes up to the top. It has a 5.5 to 6 inch thick roof that actually overlaps and interlocks with the sidewalls. So you actually have a box aluminum structure that is probably the strongest in the industry.
So when you're going down the road, is that going to help with the road noise and comfort as you're actually driving?
It actually does. There's a few things it helps with. One's road noise, but you know, when you take a Freightliner chassis, they've got sack shocks on this and air ride on the diesels. The Ford F350 and 450 chassis with that 7.3 liter, that chassis has all been redesigned. So when they build on this, what you have is you could literally take the house off this and put wheels and drag it down the road like a travel trailer.
Wow.
The nice thing about it is once it's structured, everything in it is either screwed to steel or aluminum in the sidewall. So all the cabinetry's tight, and there's. I think weight is your friend in a diesel motorhome. Everybody tries to make them lightweight. What that pitch is they're trying to decontent the aluminum and the steel in it, which saves a ton of money that you never see. So anybody can educate themselves on a brochure.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you need to have a colorful plan and decor, but our sales staff is very knowledgeable in what you can't see.
Well, something that's different at Wade's RV that I've noticed is that our sales staff, and including myself and my dad and you and Randy, we all go RV camping. So we actually actively use RVs, and so we know these things inside and out. We have several different employees that also live full time in RVs. So it's always good to come talk to us about some of our experiences, and that will always help you on educating you on making the best possible decision based on your needs and wants. Now, I have 2 questions for you on the Fleetwood.
Yes, sir.
So question number 1 is going to be, what is your favorite feature on the exterior of Fleetwood?
I would have to say the paint. The paint is phenomenal. They have 16 brand new state-of-the-art down there paint booths. It's all Sickens brand paint. The least clear coat on a coach is 3 to 4 layers of clear, up to 6 to 8 on the big coaches, and they're all cut and buffed. Every layer of paint is 3 to 5 layers of paint that's layered out on the coach for one. But when you see these, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're going to look good for years. The UV protection off the clear coat is phenomenal, not to mention the shine that it's going to have for 10, 15, 20 years down the road. The other thing that's really unique about their paint facility, that it's 3 football field lengths long. Everything's done in-house, climate control. But the really cool thing is Sickens, the brand, that German paint, they actually have a staff of 2 people that's there that mix the paints, and they continually watch what's going on when they mix these colors and how it lays down on there. So all the paint's baked in a booth at about 160 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the application. But they're not rolling it in a booth and out of a booth to get the paint on it. They actually are going from booth to booth on each layer of paint, which helps with quality control for one. One of the other unique things I've seen at the plant that they just changed in the last year is instead of painting them on stilts or on catwalks with 2 different guys, they have a mechanism where one painter on each side actually lays the paint down. So they actually have one seat that lets full-length coach, so the guy has the same consistency with the distance away for the paint and how he lays it on and overlaps it. So they actually paint those coaches in a systematic way with one guy.
Wow.
And its proof is the look.
There you go. So the paint is your favorite feature on the exterior. What about inside? What's your favorite feature on the inside?
Well, inside, I love their dash designs. Most all of the product, a lot of people don't realize they'll put a plywood dash straight out into the windshield. Most Fleetwood product has an angle dash in the front, which gives you more visibility, 8 to 10 feet more visibility sitting in the driver's seat. But the other thing that nobody thinks about when you're traveling in these from experience is defrost capabilities. You know, you go across 40 through Flagstaff and it's 60 or 70 degrees on each side of the mountain, and you go up in a misty rain, it's freezing. How do you heat that big windshield up? Well, the way it's designed, that defrost starts at the bottom at an angle, and that air has to roll up the windshield and help keep it clear with fog or even icy conditions.
Wow. So what do you think, Willie D? Is it a good buy or is it a no-go?
It sounds like it's a great buy to me. I still had some questions. So while we were doing this research, I was talking to Joe, I've sold a lot of used Fleetwoods, but I haven't sold a lot of new ones. So we're talking about, some of the different history of the company and some of the different rumors, what was true, what was not. Explain what happened when the Rev Group got involved with Fleetwood. What all happened with that?
Well, when Rev bought it, of course, whenever there's a big corporate change, it makes everybody have a red flag, a big question mark.
That's what I had, a big question mark. You
Yeah.
know, what's
You
going
know
on
why? You know why? Come on, we all know why. People hate change.
here? Yes.
Tell us about the Rev.
Well, here's what's neat about Rev. There's a lot of money come to the table for one, for innovation, and realistically, the paint facilities all new. They have a state-of-the-art service center that customers come to. You guys are familiar with Newmar
Yeah.
Service Center.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fleetwood has the same thing.
Well, we're certified to repair Newmar, so we're highly aware of that.
Correct. The other thing about Rev coming in, they have 29 other entities. They actually have other RV. They own Lance, so they're involved. So the buying power that we have in Rev Group is huge. The other nice thing is Decatur is on its own. It's not in the pile with everybody in Elkhart, Indiana. And the advantage to that is the work pool. 50 cents or $1 an hour, everybody's shuffling around. Nobody's dialed in on their jobs and their stations. So Decatur stands on its own in the industry. So the employees there, 30, 40-year employees. So quality control is there. And then they're bringing family and friends up in the industry, too, in the plant that helps. The product is phenomenal.
I think that answers it for me. I'd say goodbye.
So 75 years in business, Fleetwood, and we're excited to announce that we're going to carry Fleetwood here. And Joe, you were a big part of that, facilitating that. You and Randy just went up to Indiana, and can you tell us a little bit more of the insights of what you witnessed when you guys went there to visit?
Well, I know Randy hadn't been around Fleetwood a whole lot. Of course, everybody questions what it truly is, and I have to say he was wowed with what he seen, and which made me feel good because I'm very confident. I said, "You're gonna like what you see." Yeah. You know, well, that's a trick bag when you say that. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you're hoping that's the case, but being familiar with the company and actually working for them, they're solid. They're not going anywhere. I'm thinking that we'll be price competitive across the board with any price point, gas or diesel, that we can actually show you better value for less money in a diesel or gas coach than anybody else has to offer.
And that's what everybody's looking for, better value, less money. They're also looking, and if they're not thinking about it, they always think about this too late, is partnering with the right dealership, the dealership that's going to provide parts, service, and Wade's RV, we also go above and beyond, and we are able to support at our other two locations is a storage. So, yeah, that's stuff that you always have to think about.
And being GM here, you've been in the RV industry for over 30 years now. What do you bring to the table, you know, with this new dealership? We just acquired this. What is your vision going forward for Wade's RV Joplin?
Yeah, in an RV dealership, being a rep and walking into the atmosphere of a dealership, I can tell you good or bad pretty quick. I can pick up on good and bad salesmen really quick too. Mm-hmm. And so the tentativeness, what we're going to build here is a team, and it's a shame that it's like in a normal dealership, service and sales are back and forth at each other. What we want to do is be a team here all together. Everybody works together. There's not one person that's against each other. We work together as a team. And what I'm finding out with Wade's is the experience and the knowledge and the other stores that are here. We work together, we flow together, which is phenomenal, which gives us a bunch of power in its own right. Mm-hmm. As far as being professional in this industry. There's a lot to see and to learn and know in this, and our sales guys are going to be absolutely professional with you. We are not high pressure, but I promise you, if you're wanting to buy something, you'll know what you're going to purchase.
And not to mention, if you come to the location to visit one of your sales staff and you just don't see something here on the lot, maybe you have a very unique vision or you're looking for something used, we have those other locations that you were talking about. So you're able to tap into the Tulsa market, the store in Tulsa, the store in Oklahoma City, and to make sure, hey, we actually have that unit and we could ship it down here for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've done that quite a bit here in the short time that I've been here. So I'm excited about what we have as a team here working, and you two are phenomenal at what you bring to the table for us also.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. So could you tell us a little bit about that 36U? I know I listened in on a phone conversation, and we might be having that delivered soon.
We do.
Maybe this week.
The
Is that
36U
true?
Pacero is coming in. It's a 36U is the number one selling floor plan for years. And it's going to be a 340 horse, 6-speed Allison transmission, Freightliner chassis.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Makes me feel like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
aluminum
horsepower.
wheels. You know what? I don't even want to call it an entry level diesel. Honestly, their entry levels where a lot of people's mid levels start. And so that's kind of where we're at with this. It's going to have the full body paint we talked about earlier, but the floor plan on this thing is phenomenal. It'll sleep. This unit in particular will sleep. We do the hide-aloft drop-down bed in it up front that is beautiful without it. But the nice thing about that is if you don't need that extra sleeping area, it's still a great resale value later on if you make that purchase. So we're going to have that in all of our coaches,
That's
no
awesome.
matter what.
Love that.
But you're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8 people in this particular unit that can sleep 8 adults comfortably, or just the 2. Has a king bed, huge rear bath in it, TV, fireplace, dual ACs, and horsepower to weight ratio on this unit is amazing. It will tow up to 10,000 pounds. It is there's no disappointments in this unit whatsoever.
That's
Well,
right. And it
I
has
know
a
what I'll be
bath and a
test
half.
driving, Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bath and a half.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to get a hold of us, visit our website, wadesrv.com. Joe, I don't have the phone number memorized here yet. Do you, by any chance?
Yes, I do. It's 417 623 3110.
3110. There we go.
There we go. So we have 3 locations, and I have to memorize all 3 locations, the address, and all of that stuff when I'm talking about them. So if you are in Joplin and you're in the Joplin area, you want to come see us, we're just south of I-44 on Rangeline Road. If you're watching and you're in the Tulsa area, go visit our store, Wade's RV Supercenter of Glenpool. That is on Highway 75, just 5 minutes south of Tulsa Hills. If you're in the Oklahoma City area, visit Wade's RV Supercenter of Goldsby. We're on I-35, exit 104, turn right onto Airport Road. Any final words, guys?
Sales, service, parts, and storage can only be found at one place. Wade's RV, where you turn miles into memories.
You did good, Joe. What do you think? You going to take this show on the road?
Yeah. It is. I'll tell you what, there's not
one.
an RV dealership that has a Bass Pro look in the front, and we're right across from the Cracker Barrel entrance.
Come on.
That's the second time I've heard that today. I think
love
we
Cracker
got to go
Barrel.
to lunch. Hey, lunch break. We're going to Cracker Barrel.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thank you.